Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Jake from TodaysiPhone.com, and this is the new iPad, or the iPad 3, the iPad 3rd generation, whatever you want to call it. This is the new one. Let's take a look at it. So the obvious starting point is, of course, the screen, and it is insane. This is a Retina display with a resolution of 2048 by 1536, and technically this is lower resolution than the iPhone's Retina display, but honestly, I can get as close to it as I want to, and I cannot see any individual pixels. Videos, photos, games, other apps, everything just looks insane on this screen. Now text especially is super crisp and clean and smooth, and I read something that said it looks like you're reading a glowing piece of paper, and really that seems to be the case. I mean, you really can't distinguish any individual pixels reading an iBooks or reading a PDF or anything like that. And it's the kind of thing where if you have the iPad 2 and you never interact with the iPad 3, you'll be fine and you won't notice, and you'll know that the screen isn't as high res as it could be, but it won't bother you that much. The screen on the iPad 2 is pretty decent and you'll be fine with it. But the second you take a look at the screen on the new iPad, I mean, there's really no comparing it. The screen on this tablet is so far ahead of every other tablet that I've ever seen. I mean, it really does set the standard for what the tablet screen should be. I mean, it really is magical. People are happier in pictures, movies are more dramatic, books are better written, all on the new Retina display on the new... Oh, I just turned it off. On the new iPad is what I was going to say. I did come across one sort of maybe issue, and that was when viewing certain videos or images from the side. The iPad is supposed to have an awesome viewing angle, and it does. But in some instances, some of the images on the screen looked a little yellow and, discolored, and I'm not sure if that was the video I was watching or if I just got a dud or if that's something on all the new iPads, but I just noticed that. If any of you guys noticed that, I'd love to know in the comment section down below. I don't think it's that big of a deal, but just thought I'd mention it. Also, because the screen is glass, you can see that it's reflective. So, sunlight's going to be annoying, bright lights are going to be annoying. You can fix that with a anti-glare screen protector. I just ordered some. I'll let you know how they are. Now, another hot selling point for the new iPad is, of course, the A5X processor. Now, this thing's supposed to be faster. It's supposed to have quad-core graphics and make games and videos and everything just fly. And I'm sure it does that. I just haven't really noticed the difference between the iPad 2 and the new iPad. Honestly, I don't play that many games. The most graphically intensive game I play is Tiny Wings, so I'm probably not the person to ask about the hardcore gaming graphics. That being said, the A5X processor is still working overtime, because even something as simple as swiping from home screen to home screen, because the screen is such a high resolution, it requires that greater graphics processing. And the fact that I don't notice it is really a testament to how good it is, because it would be very easy for Apple to plop a bigger screen on here and then, make a device that can't handle what the screen has to offer, and then it's just a big mess. Luckily they didn't do this, and we have an awesome screen and an awesome processor to power it. I've also noticed that the new iPad doesn't get bogged down when there was tons of apps running in the background, because I opened every single app I had on here when I got this thing to test how they were running, and there was never any lag or anything like that, which sometimes could plague the iPad 2 if you had a ton of apps running in the background. So if the A5X processor is doing its job, then you won't notice it's there. You'll have and then you have what's on your screen, and you'll have no lag, you'll have no issues with resolution or with loading times or, frame rates or any of that. The screen paired with the A5X processor is a dream team, and it's great. So in conclusion, A5X processor, thumbs up. Alright, really quickly I'm going to talk about the design of the new iPad, and it's going to be really quick because if you want a more in-depth look at the design of the new iPad, go to last year's videos about the iPad 2. It's basically the same design. The only difference is that it's a little bit thicker and a little bit heavier, and really you won't notice this at all unless you're trying to put on an iPad 2 case on your new iPad. Some of them might still work. This one, for instance, it's flexible, it stretches a little bit, it fits, but the buttons aren't perfectly lined up and it's hard to press them, so it's out. Other than the thickness and the weight, everything is exactly the same. The screen size, the height, the width, the placement of the logo and the camera. The camera is a little bit bigger, but we'll get to that in a sec. Home button, FaceTime camera at the top. I mean, this is an internet-connected portable screen. That's really all a tablet is, and as such, the focus of the tablet should be the screen, and it is on the iPad new, and it was on the iPad 2, so Apple didn't really have to change much. Okay, next I want to talk about the camera. Okay, really quick, the front-facing camera is right there. It's for FaceTime. It's crappy resolution, but you know, it doesn't have to be good. The back camera, on the other hand, they're calling it the iSight camera. It's 5 megapixels and it's fine. I mean, it's not great and it's not terrible. The iPad 2 camera, it was terrible. This one, you know, shoots 1020p HD video at 30 frames per second, which is nice. My biggest issue with the camera on the iPad is it really has nothing to do with the specs or how good the images are. It's the simple fact of taking a picture with an iPad. I mean, what jerk is going to have their phone in their pocket and go, wait 1 second, let me just whip out my iPad to take a family picture? I mean, I don't think that's gonna happen too often, so the camera on this thing doesn't have to be great. It's for casual use, it's for having fun with iPhoto and iMovie and Photo Booth, and it's nice that Apple upgraded it, but I don't think it has to be that great. Personally, I really don't use the front or the back facing camera on my iPad that much, so this doesn't really affect me that much. I mean, you see these tablets with 8, 10 megapixel cameras, and really all it does is jack up the price, and it doesn't bring that much to the table simply because it's a tablet. I don't know, that's just what I think. Now, another feature that I really like, that I'm surprised I like this much, is dictation. Now, it's not full Siri, of course. It doesn't have, you know, the commands, it doesn't talk to you, it doesn't do all those super fun things that Siri does. All it does is listen to what you're saying and make it into text. And it's actually really useful. And it works really well too, so let's just do a quick demo here. I'll click the little microphone. This is a test of dictation on the new iPad. Bam. I mean, I've been playing around with this a lot. I don't know if it's a novelty or if it'll fade. I don't have an iPhone 4S, so I don't have Siri, so I've never really gotten a chance to do this. So I like it. It's fun. Don't judge me. The next big feature is 4G. AT&T or Verizon in the US, TELUS, Bell, and Rogers internationally. I don't have the 4G model, so I don't have anything to say about it. It's nice that Apple's offering it. Wi-Fi is pretty fast, though. So overall, I think it's pretty obvious that the new iPad is a great device. I've been saying this for a while now, but aside from a couple minor things, it doesn't do anything new. It takes the stuff that the iPad 2 did, and it does them way better, which is awesome, but it doesn't offer that much in the way of, oh my god, this is brand new, I have to get the iPad because of this. A higher resolution screen is awesome and it's great and it's definitely worth upgrading if you have the money, but it's not the kind of new thing like Siri where it's like a complete feature that's left out of some devices and included in others. This is an upgraded screen. The iPad 2 has a screen, it's just nowhere near as good as this one. I mean, other than that, I've been playing with this thing all night. Hey! The iPad. I've been playing with the iPad all night. I know what you were thinking. And I really don't have any complaints. I mean, this thing is awesome. I loved my iPad 2, and this is the iPad 2, but better in all of the most important ways. So there's really no downside. Really, at the end of the day, I don't care what's on the spec sheet. I want my tablet to work. I want it to look great. I want it to play videos, play games, browse apps, the best that it can, and really, I don't think there's any tablet better than that than the new iPad. Okay, well, that's my review of the new iPad. Definitely check out TodaysiPhone.com. We have a ton of other stuff regarding this device. We have Cam's full written review. We have, I did a video and a long article comparing the iPad 2 to the new iPad. We have an unboxing video done by Cam's 2-year-old adorable daughter. And of course, the links to everything I just mentioned are in the description down below. What do you guys think of the new iPad? Are you pleased with the Retina display and the camera, or are you maybe disappointed that Siri or maybe a newer design wasn't incorporated into this device? I really want to know how you guys feel, so let me know in the comment section down below. And you can also share your thoughts with me on Twitter at @TIP_Jake. And now that I got dictation on my new iPad, I can just speak to you my replies. Yay! And of course, for more news, views, reviews, and much more. Oh my god, I just... For more news, views, and reviews, and much more about the new iPad, definitely check out TodaysiPhone.com.